Abandoned wells are unplugged oil and gas wells who have not been operated or have been used to full capacity and no longer serve any purpose. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, there are over 3.2 million unplugged gas wells in the United States. Only about a third have been properly plugged. During the pandemic, the demand for oil went down by 11%, resulting in thousands of wells being abandoned. Unplugged wells are an environmental hazard that oftentimes release chemicals into our environment, such as our drinking water and soil.
Communities being impacted has become a problem in certain cities. The city of Pennsylvania is a prime example of these cities. In Pennsylvania, there's around 8,700 orphan wells. Most are located in the western part of the state and in rural areas. Orphan wells have also been found under schools and homes. A majority of orphan wells are undocumented and unable to be located. This is due to it being the birthplace of the industry back in 1859. Since last June, Texas reported approximately 7,200 unplugged wells. 17% has increased ever since 2019. In West Virginia, unplugged wells are disproportionately located in communities where it is highly populated by elderly people, as well as low-income communities, and with poor education communities.
Some of the long-term implications of unplugged oil and gas wells are that these wells leak carcinogens like benzene and formaldehyde. Exposure to carcinogen leakage in communities can later develop into cancer and leukemia. They leak toxins into groundwater and drinking water. These wells are also leaking methane, and in 2018, 7 million metric tons of methane leaked from unplugged wells, 84 times stronger than carbon dioxide in a lifespan of 20 years. And another long-term implication is that we'll have polluted communities, unemployed workers, and a very dangerous climate future.
Current activism for cause. Republican-led states created programs to capture these wells, giving jobs to laid-off oil and gas employees. Interstate Oil and Gas Compact Commission, IOGCC, proposed a federal well cleanup program to the Trump administration, using funding from the federal stimulus package, which was not acted upon. This endorsed by the environmental organizations. Center for American Progress proposed Congress to create a $2 billion fund to plug abandoned wells. Resources for the Future proposes a program funded by federal government to plug up to 500,000 abandoned wells. The cost for this is $24 billion, which would create about 120,000 jobs for unemployed former oil and gas workers.
Although the Biden campaign has taken a better approach towards making our country greener, more has to be done. Plugging the wells won't solve the problem. According to the Dallas Morning News, an environmental program manager stated that their plugging isn't as fast enough to keep up with the wells being discovered. There are thousands of abandoned wells that we have no record of, often found when working on a development or until residents complain of headaches. More money needs to go towards investigating where these wells are located in.
We will now be talking about solutions. A solution to this major issue would be to create a federal program to plug abandoned wells, since the oil gas industry cannot afford to plug them all, and states cannot afford to plug even the state-bound wells. The federal government could enact a nearly $435 billion plan to have experienced oil and gas workers plug these oil gas wells that are being left unplugged. This would benefit communities near these wells across the country who are being exposed to the leaking of natural gases. Thank you.